Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
All right. And vetting because of our parliament. Yes, we watched the vetting critically, and you know, my team, we took our time, especially Brian Champon vetting no any a year KT Hoss Hammond and so vetting no. Now, I'm not going to talk too much on the vetting. I'm going to play the videos. Now, I'm making a few commentaries on the videos. Maybe I know maybe phone lines. Maybe the lines to go through. I'm not very sure. It will go through. Yeah, we will talk and tomorrow go through. But one or two things be a catch eye, and I feel say we need to speak on them. Not Ghana for na the echo. Now we will start with KT Hammond. There's one thing I noticed our KT Hammond's a year. The vetting no. So Oshe KT Hammond critically. The vetting na and the Brian Champon. You could see say when they were questioned on critical issues, you know, they could not give direct answers. Brian Champon cried in the kakra. When it comes to Brian Champon, Ayawaso West Wagon, leading the pack to maim Ghanaians, you know, it clearly showed say his body language showed he was guilty of the crime. There were a few questions that Brian Champon dodged. Ayarigamo made him understand to say the laws are clear. In fact, Adi Yawo, the Misha and the Vertinum say the president picked people they are still defending why they should be ministers legally. How can the president at this point be picking people who have to be fighting the constitution to clear them to become ministers in the first place? Because for the president to just nominate somebody, no, the person shouldn't be even thinking about or defending why they should not be allowed to be ministers. The person should be thinking about the kind of answers I should be given to convince those panel or the committee members to grant me or to give me the nod. But this is something a hard journey, because we have gotten to that point where in the history of Ghana, president and nominate basically it looks like they are criminals who have to justify why the constitution does not stop them from even sitting before a committee. So I was like, how did we get here? It's not even supposed to be like that. Brian Champon shouldn't be in front of a committee defending why the constitution should allow him to even sit in front of a committee in the first place. KT Hammond should not be even sitting there trying to defend himself in front of the constitution before he even answers questions from the committee. It clearly shows you the kind of government we have. It's a government full of jail candidates, criminals, people with criminal backgrounds. Because nowhere should people be defending why they should even be considered. You should not even be considering. The moment the president nominates you, it is 90% a fact to say you will be given the nod, because the president has looked at you, seen say you are clean, you don't have any criminality hanging around your neck, and that nobody can use the constitution to tell you, say, you need to pass this test before you even face a committee to be given the nod. But the moment you see things like these coming out, then say the party is a party whereby people who are even being nominated to lead, they have criminal records. And it should tell you clearly where we are. It should tell you the kind of government we are living with. It should tell you the kind of president we have. He is more interested in people who have been tainted, people who have criminal records, people who will fight the constitution even before they are given the nod to lead. And no one will say how. Because if the MPP say they have the men, why should the president be so hand-tied to the point whereby he cannot even select people who don't have skirmishes or some kind of criminal record attached to them? Because you are a president. You always want the finest to lead. You always want the finest to be your representatives in the various ministries. Why should Brian Champon be sitting in front of a committee trying to justify why the constitution should not stop him from even going through the vetting first? Why should KT Hammond be sitting there defending himself, trying to fight the constitution before even listening to questions that comes to him? It shows clearly that the government has lost it, the president has lost it. We don't have a legitimate government led by legitimate people to lead us. So that alone should tell you the kind of government we have today and trying to lead us. Now, hear some of the questions and some of the responses from the nominees and also the committee members. Let's just listen. Let's start with KT Hammond. Now you share his line of answering questions.
Record. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My first record. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My first question has to do with, and I hope that nominee will approach it with some specific responses. There has been the impact of COVID-19, for example, on global trade and how it's been structured. Many countries are enacting some protectionist policies and programs to be able to support local industry and local businesses. What are your own ideas? You just have 2 years. What are your own ideas that you are bringing on board to be able to navigate these challenges and then protect Ghana's trade interests?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure about the point he makes, the protectionist thing, but that's all an anathema to the principles that we just discussed. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement, the ECOWAS protocols, and of course, WTO, World Trade Organization Agreement, they do not allow for the protectionist concept that he is talking about. So essentially, it's about opening up. But opening up, and of course, in the process, also making sure that your industries, your internal trade gets the best out of it. So I'm not so sure. So far, I haven't seen any document that it already exists for effective protection of our country from outside the influence or penetration or interference. But to the extent that we want our companies to be able to trade effectively or to participate in international transactions, government, from what I've seen, it's already put in place the kind of things I've already articulated to make sure that they are properly placed, there's proper competition, they are given advice, technical advice, they are given financial support. These are the things that the government is prepared to put at the disposal of these companies to make sure that they are well positioned to be able to interact with external competition.
Honorable Chair, it appears that we don't need to approve the nominee because it seems there are systems in place already that and plans and agenda by the ministry, and you appear not to be bringing anything innovative to the ministry. Would that be a fair comment to make? Otherwise, what exactly do you want to put in place to be able to protect local businesses? For example, I'll help you. We have the AFTA, for example. What ideas do you have to support local businesses take advantage of AFTA, for example?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm not upset or anything, but I also think that we should be fair, among ourselves. That's another issue of rather unfairness, because
please answer the last part.
Well,
ignore the.
Well, Mr. Chairman, listen, we don't need to, because I am not starting. This government has been in place for 6 years now. I'm only joining at the tail end of it. It's 2 years. Who am I to suggest that the government hasn't done anything at all? There's nothing on the plate, and that I'm starting. Well, we call it what, tabula rasa or something. What is the suggestion? So I keep saying that the blocks are already in place. I would continue from where the likes of Alan Chemantin left off, and I've had the privilege of reading some of the things and what is already in place. You said that you don't want to approve me. I mean, Mr. Chairman, well, you have a you have a letter.
It's not up to him.
You have a letter.
So I'm for the come to here. Now there you say, Oban waswa ejimi fo bi egurechi na obuti na chi. MPP communicators. Hey, a crow we nankasa no hu. Se ni pe nya abotra. Ain't you coming? Why then were you nominated? Because the president thinks on Nyansabia, you are bringing something new. Now, question is say you are coming on board. Whether it's going to be 6 months or 3 months, you need to come with something new. You know, Alan Chairman was there. And he does. What do you call? The Pongo wake out here. This is the person coming to the Trade and Industry Ministry to change Ghana's destiny. Do you understand horse? Do you understand horse language? Then we don't need to vet this guy. From the man, the committee member who is saying we don't need to vet you. The reason why we are vetting you is for you to tell us what new you are bringing. We all know there's an existing government. We want you to tell us what makes you unique. What are you bringing that can drastically change something now? You watching me? Wow! Oh, Pankoka! Oh, do you understand horse? He's going to continue the mess. I feel what you say. These are the men. These are the horses. He's basically saying, I don't have any ideas. I don't have any horse idea. Me ni Ponko adwini bia. Baby Alan Chamanti try to go yellow. Mesme baba be try to go. It is Alan Cham, Alan go, Alan come. Inti Alan came to shit here. Don't worry, Alan came to shit. I'm coming to shit here. This is basically what he's trying to tell you. So there's no need for this guy to be vetted. Because this guy comes with nothing new. And remember, all his answers, time of questions like this, you know. I heard this horse, Katie Hammond, could not specifically tell them, I'm Katie Hammond. I have been with this government. I'm going to be given this responsibility. I have taken my time to analyze this ministry. This is what I am bringing. In fact, my predecessor did his. If what he did, he thinks he did a good job, fine, I understand. But I am Katie Hammond. This is what I'm bringing. This is what is going to make my leadership different. These are the innovations I'm going to bring. Because I am a new leader, I definitely need new ideas. People basically are saying the economy basically isn't doing well because my ministry that has the one district, one factory under it, that was supposed to, at the end of the day, employ a lot of people. People were expecting my ministry to basically be the hub whereby unemployment was supposed to be cut down. Now, Alan Chamanti has been there for 6 years. One district, one factory could not cut down the unemployment rate in Ghana. So these are the innovations I'm bringing. This is the new thing I'm going to do. In a short possible time, I will make sure 100,000 people are employed from this program. This fool keep telling us, Alan Chamanti, just what? Maybe Alan Chamanti, no? Maybe Alan Chamanti. What Katie Hammond is telling you is, maybe Alan Chamanti no onion. Maybe the place I'm many. He said, these are the men who no. In his reaction, the man was just asking a simple question. You are going to be given this position. What do you bring? It is simple. What do you bring with you? He did not say that you have been given this new position and that what Alan Chamanti left is what. There is a reason why you are being vetted. The question, when you sum it up, what do you bring new? Maybe Alan Chamanti. Say these are the people or also or Benny will be Alan Chamanti. This guy again.
Honorable Katie Hammond, on 30th of October 2022, Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research urged government, downsize government to solve part of the economic situation. 21st January 2023, Professor Eli Claim Komla, a lecturer at University of Ghana, downsized government to be able to solve part of the economic challenge. 26 October 2022, Occupy Ghana, downsized government to be able to solve part of the economic situation. 8th November 2022, Professor Joseph Obiri, Obiri Mante, Presbyterian moderator, downsized government to be able to solve part of the economic situation. 9th of February 2023, Pentecostal Council, downsized government to be able to solve part of the economic situation. 22nd November 2022, Catholic bishops, downsized government to be able to solve part of the economic situation. 9 February 2023, Ghana Pentecostal Charismatic Council, downsized government to solve the economic situation. Honorable Katie Hammond, you haven't said anything here that tells me that you are coming to add anything at all to government, don't you feel you should basically tell the government, to tell President Akufo-Addo, thank you for appointing me, but I think you can do a better job by realigning the current ministers and get efficiency out of government so that you save this committee the trouble of even making any recommendation on you at all?
Mr. Chairman, I think I disagree with my learned colleague. Learned colleague, that's right. I disagree. No.
I'm not a lawyer.
All right.
I am a chartered architect with the Ghana Institute of Architects and Royal Institute of British Architects as well.
Well done.
In good standing, actually.
Okay. Well done. I disagree.
It's a simple question. On corruption, what corruption can do. You see, the question was simple. Everybody is saying that the government should downsize. Abano anti ministers no so. KTM and the Abana Yekasa and the guy, the NDC guy, speaking was saying that there are several institutions, recognizable institutions in Ghana who have issues with the size of the government. You call yourself class prefect, an old politician. Now today you are going to accept an appointment again, meaning the president is bloating the government again. What is your take on it? I disagree. Meaning he's in support of Akufo-Addo, still opening up the government and putting in more chaff. You see where we are. He disagrees with that school of thought. Say the government should it should be cut down. KTM's answer was that I'm a politician, I'm an MPP. Akufo-Addo, he should keep on doing the foolishness. That answer no. He's basically saying that he has no problem with the Akufo-Addo at this juncture where our economy, everything is tight. People saying until no KTM or no so when you need the buma no the Jimmy Muno or say he has no problem with it. These people cannot help you. Ghana is a joke, and then these fools calling themselves MPP. Wasi wenyini enkwara ntumi mbu Ghana impenifo de nim nyansa yebekọ abrewa ho na abrewa a wo hu sa agimini wo ju sa abrewa betu nufupa ye ho kyereye ye sikasama sei obi ekasa ye ntia ban sikasam so ministers ye nte so ye busa so agini ye osen ofuri watumi ka say ye ne young ones ye nim nyansa ye ntumi mbu man alone ba ye hia ne nyansa keke on ka bi nkyere ya sa we gimi kura che ye ne nkwara no. It's a simple thing. Unless you support Akufo-Addo Nkwasi-Addo, and he technically did it indirectly. And when you listen to all the people who were vetted, they all support Akufo-Addo not to cut down the government. But these fools who come to parliament and say, meet the MPP halfway. How do we meet you when you're not willing and ready to meet us halfway? We are paying our taxes. We are doing everything possible. The government is too big. Cut it down. Kwasi-Addo because said no. Then they will turn around and say, you are not meeting us halfway. Then they will call that foolish idiot called Richard Ahiagbe. Come and sit there and say, Ghanaians should embrace the government solutions. What should we embrace here? So you see where we are. In today, the government is big. The government is big. A Christopher, organizations, CSOs. These people don't see it because they are insensitive. He disagrees totally without giving any reason. Jimina ni timuno. Mese akwa we mo MPP that come to away and the pressure na wo form. Boss oduana kana bembe pie no adane eye unicorn. Abuwe bi no to was Kevin Muade. And the ahotra beto Ghana for so akwa we say Akufo-Addo he supports Akufo-Addo. Enti Akufo-Addo Jimi no ho no because owo mpanifo adwini wo mutino mo Jimi chen no am support ni Jimi no. Enti oja na si ha omso koso ja. Enti Akufo-Addo ja na akwa na ketia so be Jason chen. I omadane foolish dogs. Akufo-Addo ojana nan yo ha o tware tuwa na KTM aba no so be tware tu no so mafo into omo ne rough. That's what you are seeing because Akufo-Addo o tware tuguwa na KTM ni nyansa na so mafo ni nyansa and MPP leadership ni nyam ka say hey Mr. President kataso we need to make sure the place is clean. But Akufo-Addo tware tuwa no be tware tu esinchen na we so tware tu into we are living with adults who are not intelligent, who don't care about the welfare of you the Ghanaian. The answer man say he's in support. Akufo-Addo bet to me 100,000 people. As far as they are making their money, with Jimmy, the MPP ni, yet they try to fuma. Or your koto.
Mame fa na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de o se dem yopo